I'm Michelle from Legal Suite, and this is part 2 of Parties to a Matter on the Matter screen. Okay, so please note that for the purposes of this webinar, I'm using an existing matter that I have already captured with various parties to it. Okay, now do remember that the program will automatically want to add parties depending on the nature of your matter. So, for example, if you are inserting a conveyancing matter, a transfer matter, the program, when you capture the matter, will automatically ask you to add a buyer, an estate agent, the deceased estate transfer, etc. In the same way, a collections or litigation matter, the program will ask you who you're acting for and then ask you to add the opposite party. So for the purposes of this example, let's go to the parties to the matter, and we are going to discuss inserting an additional party. Now, the parties to the matter, this is the screen where anyone involved in the matter must be reflected. If the party is not shown here, the party will not appear on any of your documentation. Now, as you know from capturing, the program will add one buyer, one seller, one plaintiff, one defendant. So if you have multiple plaintiffs, defendants, buyers, sellers, applicants, respondents, they all need to appear in the screen in order to properly appear on your documentation. For the purposes of this, I'm going to insert a party outside of the plaintiff, defendant, applicant, respondent space. And in this scenario, I'm going to insert an opposing attorney. So in my matter, it's a damages claim, Bentley versus ABC Builders. Summons was issued against ABC Builders, and they have now elected to oppose the matter. So I need to make a note and insert the opposing attorney as a party to the matter for various reasons. One, to appear on all my pleadings and so on and so forth, and two, for communication purposes, because it is from this screen that we will also look at communicating with our parties from a matter. Right, so from the matter screen, yellow insert, or alternatively, I can right click and use my insert button, but I am going to use my insert. Now, the program will automatically take me to the address book, and I can then select my party. Now, I have already inserted my opposing attorney. If you haven't, you can then insert it into the address book. So please do have a look at our webinar on how to insert parties into the address book. Right, I'm going to use my search function. I'm going to search for my opposing attorney. There it is there. I say go to. So Smith & Jones are opposing me on this matter, and I say select. So the party will be assigned screen will appear. It will confirm the party that I've asked it to. It will confirm the role in which this party was captured and is acting in this particular matter. So if Smith & Jones were captured, say, as a bond attorney initially in the address book because it was used as such in another matter, you can click on the drop down and assign the role for this particular matter to opposing attorneys. And again, please do see our webinar on types, roles, and entities for a better understanding of how these work. At the reference field, we could then, as soon as we receive any correspondence from Smith & Jones, insert their reference. So any correspondence that we then draft to Smith & Jones will pick up this particular reference. I click on OK, and you will now see I have an opposing attorney of Smith & Jones as a party to this matter, and I can now communicate with them from the parties to the matter screen.